Hey everyone, so this is going to be a tour of my childhood Monster High and Ever After High dolls. Somehow the original voiceover for this clip didn't save, so I'm voicing over it. As you can see, we have several boxes to go through. Most of them were played with. Some I bought new in my teen years for display. Most were from Toys R Us. I was a big Toys R Us frequenter and I always took advantage of sales and other things, so that's how I amassed so many. I also have a few in-box dolls that you may have seen. I'll mention them again in a bit, but basically I think I got them on sale or something, and then they went right into storage around mid-high school when I was redoing my room, and I just never got a chance to unbox them. But anyway, let's start going through everybody. The surprising part about this is that I actually thrifted both of these dolls while Monster High was still pretty much at its height. I know she came used, so I'm pretty sure she's missing parts, but I got her, Calliope, I think that's her name. I got her in box and unboxed her like the moment I got her. And I'm usually a big, you know, if you're buying I guess these are technically vintage, doll in box, leave the in-box ones for in-box collectors, and then like you can collect a complete one out of box. These I did not unbox solely because I forgot about them, so I will be unboxing these. I know that's probably gonna break a lot of people's hearts, but I will be doing it just because, one, I don't have room, and two, I don't want to hunt down the complete ones out of box if the only reason I have them complete in box is because I forgot about them. So had I remembered them, they would have been out of box anyway, so I don't see it as a huge loss. This is Crystal Winter. I genuinely do not remember getting her, so either she was a gift or I got her on sale at some point, and I found out that her hand came off in the box and I saw it rattling around in there, so when she comes out I will be reattaching that, I guess. Courtly Jester, I remember getting when I was looking for Madeline Hatter, who I don't think I ended up getting because I never found her at the Toys R Us I used to frequent. She was supposed to get unboxed, and I don't remember why I put that off or why I never did. Her box is kind of coming apart on the edges anyway, so this is another one where I'm not too disappointed that she's coming out of box solely because I think her box is damaged already. And then Apple is one where I kind of remember getting her, and if I remember correctly, she was the last doll I ever got at Toys R Us from the Ever After High line, but I may be misremembering that. I don't remember if I got her for my birthday or if she was something that a family member had bought me while I was there. I have her regardless, and I know I was going to keep her in box because I have the Comic-Con, what was her name, Raven? I was going to keep her in box because she reminded me of the Comic-Con Apple White, but I really want to take her out of box. She's another one where stuff is coming apart, and I would rather free her and fix up her hair than have her just stay in here until the box eventually falls apart and I have to unbox her. I'm very excited to see her out of box. Alright, getting it out of business. Box number 1. Now, I'm the most concerned about this one because when I was pulling these out of storage, this one had broken and warped, and Rochelle was on the ground, so some of the parts might be stuck behind my shelves. We will see as we go along. So, first and foremost, my first ever Monster High doll, and to nobody's surprise, it's Dracula. And I have never experienced the glue seepage with them, but she is 100% like glue seepage and stuff, so I'm not looking forward to treating that. But she is like probably my favorite doll character of all time, and I've only ever really been into Monster High. I had a handful of vintage Barbies when I was little, but this was my series, so she's getting cleaned first, 100%. Second is Laguna, and she was my second favorite because I don't know, I loved her color scheme and I loved the ocean when I was little. So now she also has glue seepage, but she's sticky and crunchy. This is like a rock. I just cleaned Hydration Station Laguna, and as far as I remember, she was the only one I had more than one doll of. Original Frankie, I'm pretty sure. Rochelle, who, like I said, took a tumble dive out of the box. Love her little pet. Now this was a Claudine variation, correct? Because I know there was several wolf characters, and I wasn't too up on that back in the day. And I think my sister had the original one, so I didn't end up getting the original one because she had the original one. So this is the only Claudine I think I have. And her hair is like a rock too, so it's like those ballroom hair videos. That's what it's giving. I don't even know if I'm going to attempt to wash her just because I don't know how the hair is going to look washed out, and I really don't feel like rehairing her. Actually, I just found out I'm a liar. I have at least 2 Frankies. And based on the cards I found in this box, I'm pretty sure these are from Dawn of the Dance. I'm going to be IDing them too at some point, so once I put them in like an inventory list, I will know which set everybody's to, but one of her shoes went missing, so I'm assuming that because this is the cracked box, it fell out. So it's probably in the corner of my room somewhere. It's not missing, at least, I know, so don't have to go tracking one down online. Ghoulia. She was never my favorite character back in the day, but I always thought she was neat, and I absolutely love her outfit. All the patterns and stuff, really pretty. Holt Hyde, who I believe is my only male doll. And I remember seeing him in stores and immediately, like, I grabbed him. I might have actually got him at Target. He was probably one of the few dolls that I got elsewhere. Really cool outfit. And then I just have to match up whose brush goes to who. But here is everybody's journals and photos from box 1. Alright, next up, box number 2. Now this one is a pretty good mix of both Ever After High and Monster High. I don't know what half of their names are, to be completely honest, so I'll be checking the little books and such. And also, I think that is Maddie, so I did end up getting her, I suppose. First girl, I did find her card. This is Blondie Locks. I adore her whole outfit and color scheme so much. I'm a sucker for like candy themed things. Now this is a box where I know I was starting to move things around because as I'm looking at the diaries and notebooks in here, they don't match her. So I don't know her name offhand. I'll put it on the screen once I look it up. But I found Galliope's journal in here, and I also found several other Monster High dolls that aren't in this box. I remember seeing her in the store and I saw her dress and I was just like, this whole set with the ball gowns, she's gonna look so much better when her hair is redone, but oh, she's so pretty. Now this is another girl whose name I have to put on the screen. She kind of looks like Raven to me, but I don't think she's Raven, but I'm pretty sure I bought her at the same time as Crystal Winter. I don't know why she got unboxed and Crystal didn't, but her card is also not in this box. Katrina Demew, her card is in this box with her. Madeline Hatter, and I'm now realizing that I didn't recognize her because I didn't have her hat on her, and her hair deflated something awful, because I remember taking her out of the box and being like, oh, the back of her hair is flat, but at least it's fluffy. It's not fluffy anymore. So she's gonna be really fun to fix up. Her hair is gonna look really good once she's, you know, a little bit more zhuzhed. And Twyla, who I did not realize had stilts. I'm pretty sure that that was like one of the big features that I thought was cool when I got her, but I somehow completely forgot. I'm hoping this is her stand because I had her with it, but also with her stilts, it just about reaches, but not quite. I did find a giant stand in this box that I put together. I'm assuming that this either belongs to Galliope because her journal was in here, or I'm not sure. She would be the only one I would have a big stand for, so. And then here are the various journals. I know for a fact that these 4 here are in another box because I put them in a box by themselves because they're kind of on the big side. Galliope's and these 2, which are probably in the next box. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, when I thrifted her, she might have been an open box, like donated doll. Looking at her stand now, I think the only part that was technically missing was her stand to like go around her waist. So she just has like a stand and I have it shoved like into her dress, like there's a little gap in the back. So she just stands awkwardly like she's going to fall over, but I think that was part of me thrifting her, was she wasn't technically an in-box doll, but she was almost complete. Okay, box 3 is actually the dolls I was just talking about before. Now, Dracular is obviously my favorite, but these 5 dolls are probably my favorite set altogether. I don't think technically, I can't remember her name, but I don't think technically she was a part of this exact set because it was Great Scary Wreath or something, or Freaky Fusion. I'm not 100% sure, but I absolutely love a centaur doll. Like she's so cool. And I remember I felt so bad because I had Perry and Pearl and the Moth Girl, you can see, and I believe the Mermaid Girl on my shelf, but she didn't fit at the time, so I had to store her like immediately. And I kept telling myself I was going to rotate them out, but Kala never got put back on the shelf because I ended up making it a pony shelf. So she's super cool. These dolls all basically stand on their own, and I remember thinking that was just the coolest thing ever. And I love the complementary colors in her hair. She's going to clean up so cool. I'm really excited to display her in particular, finally. Perry and Pearl, one of the more unique dolls. I actually had her in and out of box at some point because of some sort of mix-up where I accidentally got a doll in the mail. I don't remember if it was something like they sent me the wrong one and told me just not to send it back, or if it was like a gift and the family member who sent it to me said I could just re-gift it. I don't know. Yeah, it was really cool comparing the two at the time because I had had her for a few years at that point when I had gotten the second one. Or I guess them, because they're technically two different characters, but another one that can stand on their own. And everybody is starting to like fall over onto each other, so once I find the few missing accessories, I'm going to have to like pull them all forward. Now, I was actually so excited to find this doll because for the longest time I thought I didn't get her when she was out because I couldn't find her anywhere. And I believe she was a birthday gift or like a Christmas gift, something like that. And when I opened the box and I saw her earlier, I was so excited because I genuinely thought I was going to have to hunt her down at some point. But Sirena, the ghosts have some of the coolest skin with the iridescence and like the semi-transparency. I know the Haunted line wasn't as popular as it could have been, but I don't think I got many, if any, of the dolls from that set, and I would love to track them down in the future, especially Draculara. I really like her color scheme. But here's Sirena. I also just realized that Avea's wings weren't on when I took her out, so here's her with her wings. And I had to save her for last because I absolutely adore her. Bonita Femur. I remember having to put her away because I ran out of room on my shelf and I was so disappointed. I wish her wings bent a little better so that she could stand a little bit better instead of just leaning back. But Pink Moth, she reminds me of a Rosy Maple Moth. That was one of the main draws of why I absolutely needed her. She was the first one I got in the set, and I might crimp her hair a little bit once I restore her, but she is so pretty. Okay, box number, I have lost track. Now this girl, when I first saw her, I didn't recognize her, and I realized it was because she is one of the Build-A-Monsters. And I believe she was another thrift find. I have to look up exactly which monster she was supposed to be, but I'm assuming gargoyle and maybe like vampire or snake, because she has like a snake scale thing. Dragon? Not sure. But pink and green. I love pink and green together. And then here is her other doll parts in the bag. Now this is another doll that I, for some reason, didn't think I got or something, but I was so excited to see her. Operetta. If you knew me in middle or high school, I was obsessed with dice because I had a whole dice collection as a kid, but also I was big on Phantom of the Opera in high school. And when I stopped collecting Monster High in high school, for some reason she completely slipped my mind. And years later when I re-remembered her, I was like, oh, I should have had Operetta. I should have got Operetta back in the day. And I do have her. And I love her so much. I'm a big sucker also for black and red and white color schemes, and she's just so pretty. Cupid, I'm pretty sure this is Monster High Cupid and not Ever After High Cupid. Her purse almost went flying there for a second. And here's another girl that I don't remember getting. And at first I thought it was Cleo, but I thought her color scheme seems to be off, and this is Nefera. I know a lot of people hate tinsel hair in both ponies and dolls. I really love it. I think it adds some really pretty sparkle, and if you know how to wrangle it, you can really like make it settle down. So she's really pretty. Toralei. She's another one whose hair I'm afraid to touch because of the patterning, so we will see how that goes. Spectra, who so far has the softest and most unoily hair, non-oily hair. But I can feel the beginnings of like glue seepage or something on her, so she's still going to get a wash. What the heck happened? What did I do? And the last one for this box is Abby, who also has very soft hair, surprisingly enough. She was probably one of the characters that I really wanted to like back in the day, and for some reason I just didn't pay as much attention to her. But as I got older, I just really started to have more of an appreciation for her, and I really love the sparkles on her face and the tinsel hair. And I'm not as much of a Monster High collector these days. I stick with the ones I had from back in the day, and I have 2 G3s and a handful of Skeletor dolls, like maybe 5. Maybe less than that, actually. The 5th one might be the one that's coming in the mail. But I did pre-order the collector Abby doll, so I'm really excited to see how she looks next to this one. Okay, next box gets into some of our non-dolls. We have Applewhite's Dragon from the Dragon games, I think it was. I'm not popping her wings back in just yet because I'm not sure if I have to store her again yet because she is a little bit big for the shelf. But this was probably one of the cooler figures or non-dolls that came out from Ever After High. I remember saving up a lot of money to get her and to get a whole bunch of the other Dragon Games characters when they had, like, I think a sale or something at Toys R Us. But she's so cool. I also have a weakness for, like, deer and, like, woodland themed things. So the antlers and everything are really cool. Bunny Blanc. I remember really liking her dress with the different clock details on it. Cupid again, but the Ever After High version. And another fun story is she was another one that I either thrifted or somehow got secondhand in box, and her hand was gone. So eventually I'm gonna have to get a replacement for that. But I bought her with no hand, and I didn't realize until I got her home and completely unboxed her. And as I mentioned that, I am now remembering it was not Galliope's thing that was out of the box, it was Cupid's hand. So here is the other part to Galliope's stand. And then Skeleta is the last one for this box. I may end up getting her G3 counterpart just because I do really like how she looks. She's true to the original G1, but there's just a little something else to her. So we'll see how that goes. And as I am slowly piecing people back together that I moved from different boxes, I found Blondie's mask and her stand and her purse. And now I'm starting to run out of room, so I had to move the boxes in the stack a little closer. Have to get her out of the way because she's big, but we have the Nightmare, I believe she was called. Her arm popped out and it took me like 5 minutes to get it back in, but we have the Headless Headmistress. Dragon Games Apple White to go with her dragon. I'm pretty sure this is Mira Shards, and she has probably one of my favorite designs in all of the Ever After High dolls, aside from some of the Comic-Con exclusives. Amanita Nightshade, who I'm pretty sure was the last one I ever unboxed in Generation 1 or 2, so that's pretty cool. Really love the details in her dress. And the final doll from this box is Luna Mothfuse, who, if you couldn't tell that I like moths already, she is another one of my favorite dolls next to Bonita. I absolutely love her little face framing headdress, her wings that move, the patterning on her dress, and the silver base. Everything together just looks so pretty. Okay, second to last box. Now I'm realizing as I take her out that I was mixing up the fusion ones and the Scary Reef ones. This is Calamari. Or Calamari. Calamari? I'm thinking Calamari. I mixed up her name with the other one earlier. She was also out on the shelf before I decided I didn't have room, and she was one of the last ones I put away. I'm pretty sure her and Bonita were hanging out for several years just by themselves because I didn't have the heart to put them away. But I absolutely love that she has 4 arms, she has a self-standing base. She's just really, really, really cool. And speaking of multiple arms, there's a reason I put these two in the same box together. I don't remember her name offhand, but she was another one where I absolutely love the color combo. Like the pure black with the red, the multiple arms. She's a spider. That's super duper unique. I'd love to see G3 start to bring back a lot more of these unique characters. And I'm really hoping that they do in the future because everything just kind of seems to be the same dolls with different body types, which is great, but the unique ones like this are really what made Monster High great back in Generation 1. And then on the topic of dolls that I never thought I got, but somehow did, Kiyomi Haunterly. She's another one where she has like very cotton candy colors, and I absolutely adore that, but also the ghost makeup on a lot of the haunted dolls. Really, really pretty. I wish she had that same like iridescence that the mermaid ghost girl had, but she's still really, really pretty. The amount of times that I say really, really pretty about all these dolls, but I mean, it's really true. They really are really nice. Now, I'm hoping I didn't mix up the 2 diaries in this box, but I'm pretty sure this is Honey Swamp. One of my favorite parts about her is her hair texture. It's really, really cool. I wish that it didn't get flattened in the box because it's been like this since I got her. It looks like she hit a wall, but she'll get fluffed at some point. And as I'm saying, I hope I didn't mix them up. I noticed the snakes on her. So this is Viperine Gorgon. And she was another one where I saw the cotton candy colors and I just immediately, I'm like, oh, I loved her so much. I have to save up for her. Her face up is very cool too. She has that iridescence. And her hair isn't too bad either, so she's not going to be too bad to clean. And then the last of this box is not a Monster High doll, but an Ever After High doll. She's inspired a lot of original characters I've had, a lot of different other things. I absolutely love her design, her concept, everything. And I actually have a funny story is when I first got her, for some reason, I'm usually really good about checking the box for every little accessory. I accidentally threw away her stand. So she is one of the only dolls I have that doesn't have a stand. So that's another thing. When I'm on the hunt for Cupid's hand online, I'm going to try and order her a replacement stand because I don't know what I was thinking when I threw away the box with the stand in it. And the final box. Isi Dawndancer. Another one that for some reason I didn't think I had. She's another one I was drawn to because I really like deer characters. Even though she's possibly not the most culturally representative. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard some controversies about that. I'm not knowledgeable on the subject, but just putting that out there. And this, I want to say this is Catty Noir. I get the cat characters mixed up a lot. But she's another one with the funny, kind of not funny story. When I was originally unboxing her, she got her skirt caught in a pair of scissors. So somewhere there's a rip or just like a weird, I guess, edging you could say to the skirt. And I was so devastated when that happened. But again, I wasn't going to take her back. And honestly, you don't really notice it. So wherever it is, I haven't found it yet. It's probably somewhere in the waist area. She still looks pretty good. So I'm not worried about it. And then this is another character that was a complete shock and surprise to me. I must have got her really late or something because I don't remember having her. Scara. I think that's her name, right? I've seen so many people talking about certain dolls that are so sought after from her, and I didn't think I had any version of her, but here she is. And I'm really in love with like the lab coat type jacket she has on. It's really, really neat. And then up next is Gina Fire, who was another, I keep saying this, but honest to God, I feel like, oh, I had this doll, but I'm not 100% sure. And then they pop up in the box and I'm like, oh, for some reason, I didn't think I had you. I might have got her around the same time that I got Scara, and that's probably why, but she has really, really pretty clothes and really pretty with the gold accents. And then Meowlity and Persephone, probably the only 2-pack I've ever bought in. I really like the cat characters again. I've said that a couple of times. And the red and black and white color scheme, which again, I am such a sucker for that, but they are such pretty characters, and yeah, look at them. Rebecca. She's another character that I've grown to like a lot more because of G3. Another one that I wasn't sure that I had. Another color scheme I'm really a sucker for is blue and orange, and she has like such a pretty copper and dark blue, and then the light blue and the orange. It's very pretty. It's very, very pretty. I swear I don't have the best commentary for these dolls, but I really just want to show them off because they haven't been out of the box in probably 10 years, some of them. And then saving my other favorite girl for last, Venus McFlytrap. She was one where I know a lot of people complained about the felt hair on her like shaved side. I actually really like it. I think it's a fun texture, and I think she just looks really good. And she was, I have 2 G3s. I don't think I mentioned this. I have Draculara and I have Venus. You can definitely tell who my favorites are. Again, with the pink and green color scheme, she's a plant monster. I love gardening and stuff, so. Now I have a handful of accessories that I have to match to dolls, but that is the full collection. All of my childhood and high school purchases and otherwise thrifted Monster High dolls. And as I said, I will be unboxing these guys at some point, so I'll probably make videos on those. Not sure if I'm posting those to TikTok or YouTube. They'll definitely be on TikTok first if they're on TikTok, and then I'll post them over here again at some point. But you guys let me know if you like these more rambly videos. I kind of went off script and just started like a show and tell type thing, but I can do more scripted videos. I can do more just rambles about collection stuff. I'm kind of out of ideas other than just like show and tells and stuff, and I'm not used to speaking on camera, so this is kind of a new thing. But we're trying new stuff out. I hope you liked this. I hope you're looking forward to seeing these guys cleaned up and displayed, and I will see you all later.